Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another random OVA wheel, where we are going to pick the second in a series of three OVAs that we're recording all back to back. If this is going out in the order that I think it is, these are going to be coming out one day after each other, and we're doing three in a row. So, let's go ahead and set our filters. As a reminder, we're doing this on the Stoneface Reactions website, so if you want to use the random OVA wheel, feel free. It's coded for open use. Format, we pick anything because I'm down for anything, and it ultimately doesn't matter. I should explain this. Things are put into categories oddly. For me, a movie is not 24 minutes, but there are movies, short form, whatnot, that are listed as 24 minutes. Therefore, we're looking for something in a 20 to 30 minute time frame. So if a short form movie fits that, and it fits all of our criteria, I'll watch it, So not to shut any of that stuff out, we're going to leave the formats open. It has to be standalone, because once again, we're going to watch something by itself. I'm not here for a whole series, obviously. That's why we're doing this. Episodes, max has to be 1 for the same reason. Episode duration, once again, going for that 20-minute to 30-minute sweet spot, because again, I'm looking for 24-minute anime, so score can be anything. I'm willing to watch bad stuff just as much as I'm here to watch good stuff. Genres any, because again, I'm here for anything. I, of course, I'll throw this out here just this one time, because I don't think I have before. I like action. I like adventure. I like comedy. I like drama. Not so much a fan of Ichi, because it's only here for that one thing, and it makes me uncomfortable to share it in front of people. You're not here to watch me watch porn. I know Ichi's different from porn. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm here for fantasy. I like horror. Maho Shoujo. I have my whole Madoka Magica series up here already. I love mecha. You know the channel. I'm not so much. I like music, but I'm gonna have any good reaction to just music, so music's probably off the list. I love mystery, psychological, romance is good. I love sci-fi, slice of life, sports. I don't know that I'm massively into sports anime. Hajime no Ippo, I've seen all of it. I have no desire to watch any other sports anime besides Hajime no Ippo. It was that good. Supernatural and thriller. So basically, I'm open for any of it. Anyways, the thing I was going to mark off apparently was music and ecchi. Airing status, because we got to get rid of upcoming, because otherwise we're going to roll stuff we can't watch. And safe for work, because again, I don't want to watch porn with you guys. No offense. And of course, you're any, because again, I'm willing to watch anything from any time. So let's go ahead and hit that button and see what we get. Nantoka Tengoku, anthology film by animation collective G9+1 about various interpretations of heaven. 22 minutes, 1 episode, 2016, and finished. Interesting. That is interesting. Let's see if I can find it right after this edit. Well, rather unfortunately, because that actually seemed pretty interesting to me, I could not find a copy of that anywhere, so we move on to roll number 2. Ampanman to Hajime Yo. I'm not going to try and read the rest. I'm already screwing up the beginning words. Once again, no AniList score, which doesn't bode well typically. 1 episode, 25 minutes, 2006 finished. Part of the Let's Start with Optiman series. Well, there we go. It already failed test number 1. Don't be part of a series. Again, I got no problem with watching children's stuff, because we watched that other educational one about being kind to people with learning disabilities. I was moved by that one. But this is, again, part of a series. No different than if we see Doraemon show up here. We cannot watch that. So roll number 3. Box Age, short animation by Kieta Kurosaka. No score. Again, no scores are kind of like warning us ahead of time. 1 episode, 26 minutes, 1992, finished comedy. Kind of concerned by the element that there's a live action dude in the background. But then again, it could be like a Monty Python sketch. Doesn't mean it wouldn't be animation. So right back after this quick edit. Okay, rather surprisingly, I was able to find a copy. And again, much like the last thing we watched, again, if I'm putting this out the order that I think I am, yesterday, a low quality copy, but I got my hands on something. So let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
Uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
it's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
there's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
All right, let's see what we got here. I assume those are the years it was released, not that Taita Kurosawa died or lived for a year. I was going to say, based on the random click that I did to make sure this is working, and for some wild shit. And 24 minutes or thereabouts of it as well. There's also no subtitles, so here's hoping there's not a lot of talking. Something very weird, by the way. Let's hope there's not a lot of talking here in this OVA reaction. Very Monty Python-esque cut open. I also want to say, I might not have a lot to say here. The element is, if this is some out there shit, then I just might not have a lot to say. But let it not be said that I'm not here for whatever gets rolled up on that wheel. This is a hunk of coral? I don't know what I'm looking at. I should also say I looked the guy up. He made an animation called Space of Screaming Maggots or something like that. Among other things, of course. It just that stuck out to me. It sounds like very familiar background horror music. Like I've heard it somewhere before. Like from a video game, I mean. Like a point and click. Is that supposed to be rotting dead bodies? I don't know if we're in Make of It What You Will land. I should also throw out there that the listing put this down as 20% nudity, 20% body horror, 20% something else. Oh, there's a figure making themselves present from the middle? That was like a person standing there in the middle, wasn't it? I feel like this could be a scene right out of I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream. And again, it's also just part of the low quality. I can't tell if there's so you see that face there in the middle? That is a person in the middle, right? Okay, so they were people being exposed by whatever this is. It's fire? It's supposed to be a fire? They were engulfed in flames and then the fire goes away? Again, this could have been the opening to a 90s era point-click adventure horror game. Oh yeah, this was listed as a comedy. I kind of forgot. Body horror comedy, huh? Imagine doing the stop motion animation on this. I'm going to throw out there right now at the very beginning, while we're still only like 4 minutes in, that it's 2 a.m. right now for me. And I've been rather sleepless these last couple of days. That's more of an excuse of not being at my best. He has a face right there. I can see it being made out of the, never mind, not a face. It was just an eyeball for a fish I was seeing. Is he enjoying the smell of the fish? If the head lean over and the eyes opening implies an expectation of action of some sort. Okay. Imagine doing multiple takes of that. Oh, yes, sir, the camera wasn't recording. Can we do it again? Damn it, Davis. Tongue is drying out. Yeah, I guess I just didn't get that part. Most of it. Sorry. The realizing this definitely feels like this dude could have made this into a video game. That's Squaresoft. I can't remember the company I'm thinking of. How fucking weird. Animating around like what his like lower lip is doing in the scene. Right, like, but like how most of the other people, or all of the other people, don't move. I have to think that he's the singular thing in the world. They might well just be pictures. Yeah, there was... I wish I could remember the name of it. There was a real... I want to say good. Oh, didn't expect that. There was certainly some sort of point-and-click adventure thing. It was horror, based around a guy in a town. Which I know doesn't say that much, but it's like all the detail I can pull out here. That very much reminds me of like that last scene. Okay, we start adding like blink and you miss it stuff that I'm just gonna be missing it. At least they did blink it in so many times you have to see it coming before it's finally in frame. Again, I could totally just see this as being like a level of I have no mouth, but you must scream. All it would take is Am to be yelling at you about something. I guess this is probably where the scene comes from the trailer poster. Sorry, from the poster that we saw when the wheels landed on this. Because he's in the right spot in the background. All we need is like for a castle or a house to show up. Barely just cover him. It's very something. The death? Is that the robes of death? Or is that still clouds? I could see this playing at like 2 a.m. when I was a kid on the channel that was Nickelodeon. You know, a couple hours before you can't say that on television. I guess at least we don't have to like look out for like hidden stuff running up on us in these images. I spent a lot of time letting you build up to flickering ghost. I guess maybe I was wrong about not having to spot stuff. Like creepy stuff like a ghost. Oh, you could certainly use this in a game. Again, I doubt he is. I don't know, for some reason, every time I say something where I'm like, again, I feel like I'm, there we go, that's the opening shot. Or the shot from the poster. So when I say again and I start a thought, I think my idea is that my brain has started building lore for a scene. And then I say again, and I realize, one, I've not said anything really yet. And two, the lore that I build in my head doesn't mean anything because nothing's really happening. Doesn't feel like we're reaching out for any reason. Oh, going for the skirt shot, even though I think this is a guy. Having a hard time telling. That's what you get for standing on the cardboard box. It's empty, but no less. I also apologize, it didn't help before I started watching this. I was watching somebody describing how yawning makes other people yawn. He's on a way to find the One Piece. I almost feel like the music does a lot of heavy lifting here. Again, from the element that I'm here again, 2 a.m. The repeated doing the same thing over and over again without making any headway to forward progress does not do a lot for me. But the music is continuous and ongoing, so at least that's something, right? Well, there we go. There was a focus on the legs when we saw where his eyes were at. Maybe this is where the nudity is going. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully this is accomplished by some slap in the face. Sorry, accompanied by some slap in the face. I mean, so far so good about not having to include any nudity that I've got to censor out. I mean, there was already a visible size difference before that. This is just adding to that. Again, all of this sounds like a very familiar soundtrack, which is ultimately also what's throwing me off. Well, two things throwing me off. One, my own exhaustion and fatigue. But two, also the sensation that I feel like I've heard some of this before. I feel like you should be dealing with the body more than the priest who ran away from your own study. I want to say, despite the fact I'm watching it, because I keep an open mind, despite what people may think from the other reactions that we do. Not a fan of this. Worse yet, I think I would put Panzer Dragoon above this. Only from, again, the element that I understand people did some work in this. This is someone's labor, right? I don't think it's for me. It's not for me. Must be you can hear me. So that sounds like a manic. Scratch her back. And it turned out you married a fish. In the next anime, oops, I married a fish. Well, that was the nudity. Subverted. Is the eye rotted out? Was it the eye? I guess it could be. It's hard to tell. I think if they're... I think the problem is there's barely a coherent storyline to pace any of this together, and I think the fish thing here has to be the greatest number amongst any of it. Man, the differences between the stuff that we rolled. We rolled a Princess Diana 1 year in her life biography And now to the intestine king of what I have to assume is Chicago. Also seemed like it was kind of a problem bringing who he did bring here. How the hell did he bring, the house physician and 2 of the computer terminals with him? Is it time for someone's mukbang? Yeah, and I think the element is that if you were to take anything away from this, it would be on the lookout for sequels. Because this certainly feels like some sort of sequel bait material, even though World's gotta be done with sequels. I don't mean that from a sequel aspect, I mean that from a look at we've got it in North Korea. Okay, I guess this is that nudity. Yeah. One of those classics, well, what are you doing? Wait till I tell you moments. Also, legitimately, I did not recognize that was the guy before. I thought it was just our guy. It was choosing new fashions. Again, I couldn't even really guess what they were going for there. The element that he's so now outside of both loops. Are we in a loop? Technically, I think there's, 2 minutes left in the video? And I feel like this is where we started? Sort of? The other guys aren't here, but he is, and the fire would have been. Cool, being molested by tentacle hands holding fish heads. Really got him. I guess we really throw stuff off when we have a conversations at the beginning of an episode. Now Hong Yang has options about dealing with him or not dealing with him. Yeah. Again, I don't think anybody knows the competition is being had. Yeah, well, besides the day when their debtor prison was a thing. I was literally just thinking to myself, looking at YouTube shorts, how surprising it was the number of people still living in certain parts of these regions. How much resources is needed to keep them operating. That kind of stuff. Again, I think the next thing is we're going to go right into the next whatever. And we're going to be calling, hey, nobody who has no here can do this. But these guys want to win. These guys got to win. Sorry, I believe that the sleep deprivation combined with whatever the hell that was legit got to me. I don't know if I said any words or if I was legitimately just doing this for the entire time. You know what? Screw it. Gonna keep it in. Because you know what? You had to get through 20-something minutes of this to see whatever the hell was going on there. I feel like I was talking. Maybe it was just as much a visual experience watching me slowly lose myself to trying to figure out what the hell's going on here as watching that itself was. Except mine was not animated. I mean, theirs was animated by the strictest definition of the term, which is to say, stop, go. I gotta say, if I'm gonna put things on a ranking scale, this is definitely the lowest. At the same time, I appreciate that they tried. You know, in a world where everything else is anime right now, this person is completely out of the cycle. They found an escape, right? Probably what I was actually talking about when I got on loopy. And I guess that's the copyright. So obviously I can't read it. I translate other things, not to. So, was that interesting? Sir, I thought I had a definitive answer, but I guess I gave myself just enough time to not say anything there. Yes, that was interesting. Would I be interested in it, though? For me, no. I, in fact, started losing myself in it, and the sleep deprivation hit me. So, again, I don't know what to say. I guess the only way to know if I was going to be any good would be trying things. And I don't mean that from the element of us finding out if it was good or not. I mean the element from the artist putting the attempt in, putting the work in, and discovering if they had something that was worth doing or not. I don't know. For some reason, my mind wanders to Witch Hat Atelier, which again is not a word I ever used before I started watching that anime, which is meant to indicate I don't have a wide repertoire when it comes to anything related to that kind of show. But in this case, like a military engineering field or whatever, to keep their ships, to keep their planes airborne. Sorry, I'm doing it again. The fatigue keeps hitting my brain. I just watched something with lessons, which was a Patreon request from Henry, featuring airplanes and a whole fake war sort of thing. I haven't edited it yet, but it's, I guess, on the edge of my mind. Because legit, I can only think of, I was talking about the airplanes from that other OVA. I guess I should probably wrap up here. Any attempt so far that I've had to try and get through my thoughts on the thing has led to me nodding off mid-conversation and waking up talking about something else. And I don't know what's activating that. Certainly, it wasn't the repetitive. I don't even know how to emulate the jerkiness of the motions of the people who apparently also can't complete the motion that they're in. I don't know. Either way, again, I'm rambling and I'm actively falling asleep in the middle. So the problem with doing these at 2 a.m. is apparently the fact that I'm already tired throughout the day, sometimes haven't gotten sleep the previous night, and then it builds up and releases in a wide burst of, hey, you tired? Yeah, they are. So I guess I could just end it here. I don't have anything to say. That's my problem. I don't have anything to say because I didn't comprehend any of it. So yeah, I guess let me know down below. What did you think about this? Was this something that you were interested in? Are you watching stuff like this for the art? My commentary on said art? Because I don't think you're in it for me. I think the moment I start talking about stuff and you see I'm kind of just a super fucking big idiot, that there's nothing really you could expect me to add here. Anyway, so instead of chasing that loop around, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you again next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?